This is CBS 2 News at 10.
You know, it has been 11 years since Sue Newby's husband pushed her over a cliff in the foothills. You may recall some of CBS 2's interviews we did. At the time, friends say they didn't know she was in an abusive relationship. Well, as CBS 2's Sarah Jacobsen reports, after learning the signs and reflecting on their beloved friend, they're making sure her story is never forgotten.
Called me back the Wednesday before she died and said that, you know, everything was going good. Mark had taken the week off from work. They were just going riding every day. And that was the last I heard her voice. That was the last time. And she loved to go riding up here. This was like one of her favorite places. She showed me this place. So.
Jeannie Simpson tells me that her late friend Sue Newby was one of a kind.
I met Sue when I was working for the state. We both worked for the tax commission in IT. And we had horses in common, which we found out very quickly that we were riding buddies, and we loved Arabians, and so our friendship just grew and zoomed with that.
Years later, Jeannie moved to eastern Idaho, and during that time, Sue married a man named Mark Newby.
I'd never met him, and she bought him a horse. You know, because she loved to horseback ride. She bought him a really good old Bubba horse that would do whatever he wanted it to.
Jeannie later moved back to Boise and continued riding horses with her husband and Sue, but says Mark refused to join.
I think we only went riding, all four of us went like once, but we went with Sue a ton. So for what reason, I didn't really think about it at the time, you know. There was a lot probably going on.
That's when Sue told Jeannie Mark wasn't being faithful, but she wanted to work it out.
He took that week off from work and went riding with her every day. Well, little did I know, because I didn't go, that he was trying to bring her out here.
Jeannie says later that week, she got a call from Mark on Sue's phone. He told her Sue was gone.
But it didn't make any sense at all. She was excellent with horses, excellent rider, and he was like Eeyore. He was the sweetest, safest, nicest trail horse.
Jeannie says, according to Mark, Sue's horse bucked her off the cliff. But Jeannie believed there was more to Mark's story.
The cross, that is the spot where they picked up Sue, where she went over the canyon. So where he pushed her over the canyon, that's the spot, and that is that's my memory. The last place that I will always remember Sue is right there.
Mark took his own life before police could question him. Following an investigation, police ruled that Newby pushed his wife off of this 100-foot cliff.
Jeannie would admit that it came as a surprise to her. And we're well-educated, well-established, successful women, and we're surprised by domestic violence.
Shocked.
To have it so close and not have seen it is horrifying and gives some level of survivor's guilt, I think, to many of us. So I think it's important to remember her for what she was and to be able to provide that memory and any energy that I have to help the next person who might be a surprise for another family member. And I'm going to do everything I can to help the next her.
Jeannie says her friend will never be forgotten.
She's probably here listening to this whole thing.
Sure she is.
Because she loved it here. You know, she wouldn't want us to not come here because of the tragedy. She thinks it's a beautiful place, and if she was going to rest anywhere, I can't imagine her, you know, wanting to be any other place else.
That's why this cross was placed, in memory of Sue Newby, a place that friends say will forever be hers.
The Sue B 5K, 10K walk and run is created in part by Sue's friends you just met. All the proceeds will benefit the Women and Children's Alliance Endowment Fund. Join CBS 2 this Sunday, October 6th, for the 10th annual walk and run. Now, CBS 2's own Sarah Jacobsen will be the MC. To register, you can go to idahonews.com and look for this story.